In the early 1960s, America's space program was in its infancy. Going to the moon was a distant dream. Sputnik and other feats made it seem the Russians were winning the space race. Then came the Mercury astronauts and John Glenn.
The eyes of the world were on Cape Canaveral, Florida, on February 20th, 1962, when astronaut John Glenn was about to make his historic spaceflight. After 10 delays, Marine Colonel Glenn walked toward an elevator that would take him into the capsule that would propel him into space and into history. A last-minute problem with the hatch was solved, and it was time for blastoff. The message of fellow astronaut Scott Carpenter was broadcast to millions of television viewers. Godspeed, John Glenn.
Everything is go. The takeoff of the Atlas, blasted aloft by 360,000 pounds of thrust, carries the Mercury gracefully skyward. The Friendship 7, climbing rapidly out of the Earth's atmosphere, exerts a pressure of 6 times the force of gravity on the astronaut. Loud and clear, he reports back to Mercury Control, reading off his instruments, commenting on his reactions, all as coolly and calmly as if he was commuting on the 827. Glenn is able to control the yaw and pitch of the vehicle himself. Now comes the moment when the Mercury is turned so that Glenn will be seated facing backwards. He checks with ground control.
Roger, 0G, and I feel fine. Capsule is turning around. Oh, that view is tremendous.
While Glenn's 3 orbits of the Earth in just less than 5 hours were flawless, he intentionally overshot the pickup area because of concerns about the heat shield. The destroyer Noah was nearby the landing.
The end of a saga. The now famous Friendship 7 is safely lashed to the deck of the destroyer, and the crew prepares to help Glenn from the capsule.
When Glenn emerged, he became an instant hero. He was reunited with his family near Cape Canaveral. But nowhere did the celebration of Glenn's accomplishment seem larger than in his hometown of New Concord, Ohio.
Local boy makes good. Colonel John Glenn returns to New Concord, Ohio for a reception by the hometown folks, climax to the acclaim he has had from Cape Canaveral to New York. Nowhere, however, did he receive a warmer welcome than right here in Ohio, where he grew up. Upwards of 50,000 people jammed into this town, which has a population of 2,100, and the home folks have even further ambitions for the hero. The last great reception for the astronaut. Now it's back to work on the space program.
Today, New Concord remains proud of its most famous native son. In recent years, the John and Annie Glenn Historic Site opened. The house where Glenn grew up stresses the values of small-town America. Join us on our video journeys each season as Sentimental Reflections presents America's heritage in story, scenery, and song. For more information about the video magazine or to become a subscriber, call 1-800-762-0338 or visit us online at sentimental.cc.